Hey, what's going on guys? I'm Silentcore and welcome back to my Saints Row series. Now today I've got some new information regarding the release window for Saints Row 5. As well as in the background I've got some brand new gameplay from the remastered version of Saints Row the 3rd. So the remastered version has just launched on Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and PC, and it looks absolutely glorious. This is how a remaster should look. I've just been having so much fun playing through Saints Row 3 again. The remastered version has updated visuals, all the textures have been remade from the ground up, there's a new lighting engine in the game, it just looks fantastic, and it also includes every piece of the DLC from Saints Row the 3rd included, so that includes the 3 expansions, and apparently more than 30 add-on packs including cosmetic items, weapons and vehicles. If you follow my channel mostly for GTA or Red Dead and you've never played a Saints Row game before, this is probably your perfect opportunity to get started. I mean, what other game can you drop kick a grandma in? It never gets old. The only thing that was not changed in Saints Row the 3rd Remastered is the audio for the game, so all of the audio is the same as in the original game, and that includes all of the radio stations and the music. All of that is completely untouched. The remastered version is locked at 30 frames per second, however you can unlock this in the settings, and I believe if you have an Xbox One X you can get up to 60 FPS, and of course if you're on PC you can also get 60 FPS. Alright, next up let's go over the new information for Saints Row 5. Now this information came from the parent company of Saints Row, which is the Embracer Group. They are the parent company of both Deep Silver and THQ Nordic. In their most recent earnings call, they announced that they were originally planning to release 2 AAA games this financial year, which ends in March 2021. However, both of these AAA games have been delayed. Both of these unnamed AAA games are now scheduled to release in the following financial year. Now it's worth noting here that financial years are different from calendar years, so a calendar year obviously goes from January to December, whereas a financial year actually goes from April to April. So that means that we cannot expect Saints Row 5 to be released anytime from now until March 31st, 2021. So basically the absolute earliest that we can expect to get our hands on Saints Row 5 is the 1st of April 2021, and that's the start of next financial year. The parent company did state they expect substantial growth in the current financial year, and they named the games that they expect most of these numbers to be delivered by with these high quality releases, and they include Biomutant, Chorus, Deep Rock Galactic, Destroy All Humans, Iron Harvest, MotoGP 20, Ride 4, SnowRunner, Wasteland 3, WWE 2K Battlegrounds, and a host of other titles that have not yet started their marketing campaigns. Now Saints Row and Volition, the studio behind Saints Row 5, have actually been very quiet regarding Saints Row 5. Even when someone asked on Twitter any news for Saints Row 5, they responded with not yet ... At the end of last year, they did confirm that they would be releasing more information about Saints Row 5 this year in 2020. They stated Saints Row is very close to our hearts and we'll talk about it next year. For the time being, we wanted to get the word out that it's coming and it's going to be great. In case you guys were wondering, the remaster has actually been done by a different studio than the studio working on the next Saints Row game. So the remaster was done by a studio known as Sperasoft. I believe they're based in California, and it's Volition is the studio that's been working on the next Saints Row game, and they've been working on that since the last game, Agents of Mayhem. So you guys don't really have to worry about the remaster taking up resources from Volition, and it will be interesting to see what Sperasoft work on next. If they go on to remaster Saints Row 2 or the first Saints Row game, I'm sure a lot of us would love to see those games remastered. The launch of the 3rd remastered so far seems to be a pretty successful launch. I guess the sales numbers will speak for themselves. If it goes on to sell really well, perhaps they will put resources behind it to remaster the first 2. But yeah, we're still waiting on official word of when Saints Row 5 will be released, but we know it will not be this year, and we know it will not be the first quarter of next year. So it's going to be most likely sometime next year, the end of next year, or possibly even 2022. I think it goes without saying the current situation in the world has thrown a bit of a spanner in the works with all of the game studios. All of the game studios are now working from home. There's different processes. They might not be quite as productive as they were in the office. So that's why a lot of the studios have been delaying their games recently and waiting to make an announcements, and especially since we don't really know when a lot of countries are going to have their lockdown opened up and they'll get back into the office, they're probably holding off making any big announcements. If you are excited for the next Saints Row game, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any future breaking news. And if you did watch this all the way to the end, please take a few seconds to leave the video a like. It really helps support my YouTube channel. Take care guys, stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Today's video is brought to you by So You Want to Be a YouTuber. This is your ultimate strategy guide to branding, building viewership momentum, and monetizing a YouTube channel with as little as 1,000 subscribers. It's beautifully printed in full colour and is now available on Amazon paperback and Kindle. Check out the link in the description or search So You Want to Be a YouTuber on your local Amazon store, and you can even preview it for free.